Today we will be talking about trochlear dysplasia and how to treat it. So this is the normal trochlea. The normal trochlea is a concave structure in which the convex patella sits in, and the medial restraint is provided by what is called as an MPFL. MPFL is basically the thickening of the medial capsule which keeps the patella binded on the medial side and does not let it go on the lateral side. So this is sort of a dynamic sort of effect of the MPFL. But this trochlear groove provides the stability, static stability in full extension. So this is very important. So in extension, most of the dislocations of the patella takes place in about full extension to 20 degrees of extension. So, and trochlear dysplasia is a very important factor. So whenever there is a trochlear dysplasia, the concave trochlea converts into a flat or a convex sort of a trochlea, and this leads to it's like a analogy of the golf ball. So then this ball will, if this is like this, the ball will not set here and it will tend to dislocate. So if the trochlea is not into a normal morphology, the chances of patellar dislocation will be very high, and if you try to over constrain it by doing an MPFL reconstruction which is very tight, still there is no stability here, there is no groove here, so it will again become tight and there will be wear on the medial side of the patella. And this procedure, the patient may have stability but he will not find painless normal movement in the knee. So for this region, most of the cases in which there is a trochlear dysplasia, usually we recommend a procedure which is called as a trochleoplasty. So if you talk about my principles or the pattern of treatment, so for very type A dysplasias, or in which there is a concave trochlea which is little shallow, in those cases I will do a MPFL or an MPFL advancement surgery. But anything which is more than type A, that is type B, C or D. Type B is basically flat trochlea, type B is convex, and type C is convex, and type D is very bad sort of trochlea. And this is basically the DiGeorge classification that we are talking about. And for those patients, it is always better to do a trochleoplasty. Now the classical trochleoplasty which is recommended is through the lateral approach. So people go through this approach laterally. So in a laterally dislocated patella, it is relatively difficult to go with this approach. And what is recommended is you do a lateral lengthening after you do a lateral approach for trochleoplasty. Now the difference now what we do is we do a medial approach and do a trochleoplasty with a medial approach. So what we do is we do a medial arthrotomy like you do in your TKRs, and you do an MPFC advancement in the end by putting two anchors on the patella, and by that you just evert the patella. The patella is already laterally shifted, so it is easier to evert, and once it is everted you put on your Homans here, and then you can approach the trochlea from the medial and lateral both the sides, and then you can do what is called as a sulcus deepening trochleoplasty. So what you do is, if your trochlea is like this, you need to remove the bone in this region beneath the trochlea, and then you press it down, and then you fix it up with the suture anchors 1, 2 and 3 like this, and usually we fix it up with vital sutures. So we use the knotless anchors, one knotless anchor in the center with which the vital sutures will be there, and it will be 1, 2 and 3, and it will make the groove a very nice V-shaped groove. So normally we use 3 to 4 anchors on the lateral aspect of the femur, and we usually tend to displace the groove a little bit on the lateral aspect. So if the initial groove is supposedly like this, we will displace the groove like this on the lateral aspect so that the patella is easily shifted. So we shift the groove laterally and deepen the groove and try to make the convex groove concave. So that is basically the philosophy of trochleoplasty, and the difference that we do is we approach it through a medial approach. Medial approach is we are more conversant with the medial approach. We all are very good in doing medial approaches because we are doing a lot of TKRs. So it is just like a TKR, but you need to you need to separate the capsular layer, and then evert the patella, do the trochleoplasty thing, and then do the closure of the arthrotomy with the MPFC advancement, and then it is just like normal, and you need not to need not to restrict these patients. These patients can walk the next day. They can be mobilized on the next day. They can start range of motion on the next day. So these patients can be mobilized pretty quick because trochleoplasty has one common complication or no shortcoming of stiffness. So the chances of stiffness is also less while doing this with a medial approach. So this is the difference that of the trochleoplasty that we do. But we in the short-term follow-ups, the cases we have done with this medial approach is promising result as compared to a classical lateral trochleoplasty approach, which is described. Okay.